Were you always a golf guy? When did you get into the sport?
God, what a setup that is. Were you always a golf
guy? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did my share of exotic dancing, but then I got
Welcome back to New Heights, ladies and gentlemen. A Wondery show produced by Wave Sports and Entertainment and brought to you by Google TV this time. How about it? Switching it up on you, keeping you on your toes.
Hey!
No more endless browsing. Google TV makes it easy to find what to watch.
Thank God. I suck at finding things to watch.
It is
how many hours do you waste?
Annoying thing.
Just
I will
scrolling?
literally get up. I'll get up off the TV. I'll just get up off the couch and be like, this is too much. I am done with this scrolling and this nonsense that's coming across my TV. Why are you force feeding me I don't even want to know that's on TV?
There's just too much to choose from. Like what's that? Isn't there like a consumer theory or something like that where like if you have too many choices, it becomes harder to make a decision. So you actually want less choices because it's easier to make a choice. I think that's a thing. There's like a whole
somebody went to college.
syndrome.
We're your fucking hosts. I'm Travis Kelce. This is my big brother Jason Kelce out of the University of Cincinnati, Ohio. How about it? Go Bearcats, even though we're officially not in
decision fatigue.
Greg, shut the hell up. We're trying to do this episode.
Shout out to Cincinnati, even though I don't think we're going to be bowl eligible. We've been sitting at the 5-win.
Cincinnati basketball's playing Villanova right now.
How about it, baby? Hopefully we're getting the dub there. Shout out to the Cats. Subscribe on YouTube or Wondery Plus, wherever you get your podcasts. And follow the show on all social media at New Heights Show with 1S. Jason, why don't you tell the people? We got an exciting one this time.
No, I mean, this is probably the most exciting episode we may have ever done. This was electric. We got an incredible episode for you guys. You're not going to want to miss this one. We're going to talk about the Chiefs' Black Friday nail biter, the Eagles winning the Bird Bowl. But first, we're going to get into a little bit of that new. Well, actually, before we get into that, we have an incredible guest waiting for you guys. They're probably going to put out a promo, so I don't even have to act like it's a surprise at this point. Yeah. We have Bill Murray. Fucking Bill Murray is coming on New Heights, and you're going to hear him talk about some incredible stories from his childhood, time at SNL, his movie career, Big Ernie McCracken. You're not going to want to miss any of this.
The guy is just as smooth as fucking the other side of the pillow.
Yeah, we're going to make sure to put it at the end of the episode so that you guys have to watch this entire beginning portion. So first, we're going to get a little bit to that new news. That's right. New news is brought to you by ESPN on Disney Plus. Hey, is that some type of like sports network? Anyways, not getting enough of me. ESPN is now on Disney Plus. That's right. Not getting enough of me.
Can never get enough of Jason.
Not only do they have animated movies, classic Disney films, they now have sports. Truly something the whole family can enjoy.
How about it?
I can't tell you how much of my time is spent on Disney Plus, and I think we've seen every Disney movie at least 5 times now.
Nice.
Also, starting December 4th, you can head to homage.com. That's homage, HOMAGE.com/New Heights to order our new limited edition holiday merch. That's right. Order by December 9th. That's right. And you can get it by Christmas. That's it for that section. Nice. This is also not really new news. Not really new news, but we have received a demand about what our next film club movie should be by a celebrity mystery fan. Travis and I have not heard this. Intern Brandon and Jets Jake.
Mystery fan.
Or who screens these voicemails? Just so I know. How many voicemails do you listen to on average a week?
We are up to 735 unlistened to voicemails.
So how many listened to voicemails?
So nobody listens to these.
Like 30.
Brandon.
I'm trying. They won't stop calling. They text now too.
For those of you that haven't heard, we have 730 unread voicemails, which is similar to probably what I have in my voicemail.
Because who does voicemails anymore? Everybody texts.
I don't listen to voicemails.
Just do a voice memo. I don't want to fucking go into my voicemail box and fucking get some shit. But if you guys want to keep sending in your Heights hotline voicemails, I'm sure we'll eventually get to them.
Intern Brandon will get to them before he dies, hopefully. All right.
Let's get to this
Brandon,
one.
can we hear this mystery one, please?
Play this one.
Hello. I'm just calling because
I know that voice.
I don't have a need for relationship advice.
I can give you a relationship advice, Kylie.
But what I do need is to nominate a movie for the next movie review. I think it's the holiday season, and that Love Actually is a tremendous movie. I'm going to be so mad.
Love Actually? Come on, Kai.
You could really sit down with your significant others and enjoy.
Love Actually.
Because it's not like one of your significant others hasn't asked you to watch it multiple times and you said no every time, so this would be a great excuse to get you to watch it. Okay, I hope you take this into consideration. You guys are great. Love you. Bye.
Love you too, Kai. All right. Well,
that was Kylie.
That was Kylie.
She did have
I know
the
that voice.
I haven't heard her voice over the phone. So
yeah, it's a little bit different. Love Actually. Is that with Gerard Butler? Is that what that one is?
No, we got Hugh Grant, Liam Neeson. Sorry,
Liam Neeson. Is it like a Taken film?
Not even close.
No, I would have been in if it was like Taken.
Oh, Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean?
No way. Rowan
that
Atkinson. Nice.
I think we can both probably agree we're not doing Love Actually.
Yeah, probably not. I'll do like a really good Christmas movie though.
All right, we'll open it to a fan vote as always.
Yeah, we'll do a fan vote.
There's no favoritism played here, even for my own wife. Please submit your favorite holiday films. And just for the record, before millions of moronic people submit Die Hard, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. We will not be doing Die Hard. But yeah, any other Christmas film which is in the spirit of Christmas or the holidays, doesn't have to be Christmas. It could, I like 8 Crazy Nights, a great movie. We will review it, and we look forward to it.
I did drop you one note.
Did you drop me a note?
Yeah.
Oh, Kylie said she would come on if we did Love Actually. Does that change anything?
I don't think it really changes how we feel about it.
She has her own podcast now. Yeah, she can just do Love Actually, right? Yeah, what does she need us to do Love Actually for?
Kai, why don't you do Love Actually and then put it on Not Gonna Lie?
There you go. How about I come on Not Gonna Lie? And we can do a movie review of Love Actually.
Yeah, don't fucking torture me. Torture your husband.
Travis is not a part of this. This is
innocent bystander here, Kai. Don't fucking come for me.
Well, you know Hugh Grant. It's not even going to hit the same. Dude, you guys are like best buds now.
I'm not going to lie, though.
You do tequila shots with Reggie.
I've watched like 2 or 3 movies with Hugh in it since, and I fucking love all of them. He's just, there's something about knowing the guy, man.
Yeah, it makes you like it more?
Yeah, I think so. Either that or
So should we do Love Actually? Now you're talking me into it.
I never said we wouldn't enjoy the movie. I just said I don't want to review it.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
Intern Brand is giving me a lot of side eye right now.
Just do it.
Just do what?
Have Kylie on with the movie.
I know what you're trying to do, Brandon.
Yeah, everybody knows what he's doing. Right?
Everyone knows what you're
doing. How about this? I'm gonna offer a barter system.
We'll do 2.
We'll do a double movie review episode.
So Brandon gets what he wants.
We'll do Love Actually, and we'll do a fan, because I don't want to. I think the fans should have some say in this voting procedure.
No, 100%
for the film club. That's the whole point of this.
That's the fucking point of it. Yeah,
yeah. We're gonna do Love Actually and another film that you guys will vote on and tell us which holiday film you guys would like us to review. Again. New news brought to you by ESPN on Disney Plus.
Jason Kelsey, ESPN.
Did you actually think that the show was good? You were watching Monday night. You were giving me.
Dude, I was fucking dying.
I love getting texts mid. Yeah.
I was dying.
You were laughing with me, though, right? Not at me, right?
Fuck yeah. I mean, that's. Life is laughing at Jason Kelsey, but you laugh with everyone when they laugh at you. So
that's right.
It's perfect.
All righty. Let's move on to maybe something that we can find some laughing with while we're doing it. And that's bold topics to wrap up week 13, which really, because of Bill, we're only going to get into the Chiefs and Eagles. We're not going to get into too much of the NFL landscape this week, because we're going to get right to the stuff that we think is going to be highly entertaining. But we will give you a little Chiefs recap. Travis, you faced off against the Raiders, and you guys snuck out the victory. It was tight. There was some end of game shenanigans, which I think all of Twitter was debating back and forth on what happened, and I don't think anybody really fully knows exactly what happened. But
I know exactly what happened. What do you mean?
All right. Well, the Chiefs won 19-17. We know that.
Yeah.
There was a end of game procedure. I guess we'll get right into that. It's not the start of this, but we'll just talk about it. End of game procedure. O'Connell receives the snap, doesn't know the snap is coming, fumble. There's a flag on the play. One official is running into the frame, clearly signaling false start, and the officials convene, decide to say it's illegal procedure or snap infraction. How do they say it?
No, it's illegal. What do you call it? It's like illegal formation.
People are in motion, right?
Illegal
it was
formation.
Like
that's what
around,
it is.
Right?
It's not. It wasn't a false start. It's not like everyone got set and somebody jumped off sides.
I agree.
It was the entire team wasn't set, and
correct.
And because of that, the play then goes on, and it does the play doesn't stop right there on the snap like a false start would.
So, yeah, for those of you that don't know, false start is not an accept or decline penalty. If there's a false start, the play never existed. It's blown dead right away. So this is why there's a controversy, because there is one official running on the field, one of the side judges, who is signaling false start.
He's signaling the false start, which is this. That when they talked about it, they realized that it wasn't a false start.
I agree. It's not a false start. The one way you could say it's a false start, though, the center never gets set.
What?
Like
the center is set. His hand is on the ball.
Yeah, but he's moving his head. All right.
Now the center can't move his head?
So because actually
his head wasn't even moving.
Never mind. I changed my mind.
Dude,
I retract. I thought he did like the little deal with his head.
It is what it is. And I'm not pointing blame on anybody. You can't put that kind of call into the ref's hands. It is what it is. And I don't think you know what I mean? If you're the Raiders, you don't do it because we get all the calls. You just never want to be in position where you're relying on the refs to make a call, whether it's right call or wrong call, a call that takes the ball away from you or ruins your chances of winning. And it is what it is. You know, I've been in situations where I've put it in the ref's hands and I've come up, empty-handed like that as well.
I agree. I think that's not a false start based on what I just saw. And they got the call right. But for those of you that don't know, O'Connell talked about this. Why did the snap happen in the first place? There's a little bit of miscommunication. The Raiders are on what we call silent count. Intern Brandon, could you bring up that clip again? Whenever you're ready, intern Brandon. Jesus Christ. We got to get some new interns. Come on, bud.
There's a lot of stuff.
So pause it right here. When the guard goes to tap the center. Pause it. So you see the guard look back and he taps the center. When you're on silent count, that tells the center, it's on the guard to tell the center when the quarterback is ready for the ball. Typically, the guard gets an indicator from the quarterback. What happens here is O'Connell is clapping his hands to try and get people lined up. When the quarterback claps his hands is another cue for most teams on silent count to the play clock is going down or there's an unguarded receiver, hurry up and snap the ball. So the guard thinks we're trying to go quickly. O'Connell's just trying to get people lined up. All of a sudden, there's a snap when he's not ready for it. And we have the ensuing fumble recovery and game-clinching fumble recovery for the Kansas City Chiefs. Pretty critical error, and it's unfortunate. I kind of joked on Twitter, like this is one thing I don't miss about playing center. These little procedure things come up so much, and it's regardless of whose fault it is, it's so infuriating.
Yeah.
When something like this results in a seriously negative play and something like this actually costing them the game, because let's face it, if they don't fumble the ball, they're in field goal range. They're going to get an opportunity to at least kick a field goal to win the game. So it's just, it sucks for these guys. This is, one of the things about playing. I mean, we've seen it with Chicago Bears, teams that are good teams don't make these mistakes, especially in critical moments. This is something that the Chiefs have been unbelievable with. And is a big reason why you guys have only lost one game, is that you guys just are very, very smart in the most critical moments of it.
You can't tell me that wasn't a good team, though. I hear you on that. Like you're saying the good teams find a way. That's something that, you just have to learn to live with and learn from. And it is what it is. Even great teams, slip up and have those mix-ups. I think they played us great all game. This dude, Brock Bowers, is having a fucking legendary season. And he really turned it up on us, especially in the second half and late in those last couple of drives, man. The guy seems unstoppable, man. I'm sitting here just watching every single snap of his, and he's finding ways to get open through and everybody's there. Eyes are on him. Everybody's kind of like, oh, he's a rookie, and everybody knows how good this guy is. He's a first-round draft pick. He's literally been one of the best, if not the best, tight end in college football since he was a freshman. The guy is an absolute beast, both as a route runner with the ball in his hands and making plays for in the run game, and it's showing up each and every single week, man. And it gets me excited to watch, the tight ends. All the young tight ends in the league, and how much of an impact they all make on their team, man. And he's Absolutely. Definitely at the forefront. But this team, I mean, they play us tough, sure. Man. They have, for whatever reason, their defense did have a good. They had a good understanding of what we were trying to do and how to stop us and how to slow us down or eliminate a lot of the big time plays that we had, and on top of that, keep us out of the end zone. That was the biggest thing for me was, and where I take a lot of pride is once we get in that red zone, man, I get a little hungrier. And right now I just, for whatever reason this year, I just can't find my way in the end zone. I'm just not on the same page as Pat. And it's, it can get frustrating. It can get fucking frustrating. That's for damn sure.
I think the play you're talking about is that cover zero blitz where
there was Pat more than just clearly, one play.
Okay, all right.
But that play,
there's that one where clearly Pat thought you were going to continue on that path. You thought he was going to kind of throw it upfield for you, but
I was just trying to that play specifically. It's cover zero. I'm thinking if I don't have it right now and the ball is still in Pat's hand, I need to do something else to get open for him. And
gotcha.
I just I went one way, he threw it the other.
Yeah, the Raiders are a great team, especially defensively. I think Patrick Graham is that the defensive coordinator for the Raiders? Patrick Graham. I played against him a bunch in New York. Very smart guy. Like he always, I feel like when he knows you, in division games are difficult because there's a lot of familiarity.
Yes.
And I just think that he's just a very smart coordinator.
The games that you're going to get. So the coaches start game planning those specific details and the scheme way in the offseason before the schedule's even released. You know exactly who you're playing in your division. Let's get really good at playing those guys, knowing that's what, 6 games that – 6 games that we play right there.
Yeah. Yep.
It's over a quarter of the actual season. So it's like, let's get really good at those games. So you go into the offseason preparing for those teams specifically. And that's not saying that we weren't preparing for them all offseason. They played us really well last year last year.
Listen, we heard about it. We heard about it from Raiders fans all week in Tahoe.
Yeah.
Talking about ruining Christmas. They knew that they had your number
all year next year ago.
What are you going to hear? You guys won this time.
I hear you. You're right. Still going to hear from the Raiders. They're
not going to stop.
I've been fortunate enough to beat the Raiders my entire career, and I've heard
Raiders
it from them every single time.
Raiders fans are still going to show up, and
that's the one thing. It's a good fan base for you.
What is the feeling? Why are you guys able to close out these games? Like, do you have an explanation for everybody who's asking these same questions on every sports show where we just regurgitate the fact that you guys find a way to win? Is there something more to it? I don't know.
You can call it luck. You can call it fortune. You can call it guys just playing their ass off until the last second is off that clock. And we know a lot of weird shit happens in this league. I think both sides of the ball do a great job of that is the coaches do a great job of making sure the players know how wacky things happen in this league, let alone in this game. We've seen a lot of the weirdest shit happen. I think it's just been coincidence that we've seen a lot of it happen this year just to us.
Right.
Typically, just on the offensive side, we'll watch, I don't know, every college football game, every 2 minute from the NFL every single week, and we'll get caught up on what's possible, what could possibly happen at the end of a game with these types of scenarios. And when you understand that's, when you understand the possibilities and you start to become more familiar with, man, anything really can fucking happen if we just keep playing hard until the end of the game, no matter what's happening, no matter, how the situation at hand, if there is a chance to win, if there is still a chance on that board.
Yeah.
You keep playing, man. And you just, you keep playing, to respect the guy next to you for him giving everything he's got too.
Let's get into the game a little bit more, into some of the other stuff. Listen, I know you hold yourself to a really high standard. I think you're being a little hard on yourself. We did get a number of good plays from the Big Yeti, including another Travis lateral which, I mean, who doesn't love a Trav lateral? Again to P-Ron. You guys have like some type of chemistry here. Look at this. Bow.
Yeah, man. Right place, right time. I'm just, I'm happy it worked. I think Coach Reed's under, on quote saying either today or yesterday that, you know, yeah, if you're going to do it, it better work. If I have a little bit more awareness, I don't even have to pitch it, though. I can just get vertical up the hash and get the first down myself. So as I'm always watching the film, how can I make a play better? How can I make, you know, more of an impact on the game? Yeah. And if I could get the first by myself without lateraling the ball, yeah, I'm gonna try and do that. This is kind of just an instinct that I had, and I'm lucky that, you know, we completed it and we were able to get a fresh set of downs there.
Well, I think you might be starting a trend now with the laterals you've done for a number of years now. We had Amari Cooper.
Start this.
What do you mean start this?
I'm the guy that fucking invented the lateral or made it comfortable for everybody.
I didn't say you invented it. Don't give yourself too much credit.
Even Collinsworth said that something about me. This was nothing like what I've done. This is just a guy in the backyard playing football.
All right, fair enough.
Like the way he has.
Yeah, this is a lot less planned out.
That just came. Yeah, exactly. This was just instinctual.
This was very instinctual.
Tackled. They got me. They don't have you. You take it.
All right, well, let me ask you this.
Heads-up play.
As an expert of laterals, should we see more laterals in the NFL?
It's the most underused rule in the game of football. Yes.
God, I love that answer. I love that you're fucking saying that.
I think I heard Rich Eisen mention that early on in my career, and I was like, damn, he ain't lying, man. That shit would be sweet if we were out here just fucking flipping it around every single play. And that's what football used to be.
Are you saying that you are taking your football playing advice from Rich Eisen?
I mean, I'd take any type of advice from Rich Eisen, man.
That's a good point. He's a pretty awesome dude. Yeah, and smart.
Well put together, yes.
That's right. All right.
It's a man right there.
This was also officially scored as a Josh Allen 7-yard touchdown pass to Josh Allen, which it's pretty cool. Should they start like giving
assists?
I feel like they should say an assist. This should be a version of an NFL assist, right?
The thing is, I just don't think it happens enough for them to even create a category for it.
But you could do this now, even like when people pitch the ball like in the backfield, like on a reverse or something like that. That's an assist by the guy who I feel like it needs to be tracked. This should not go unaccounted for in the stat category. I like assist. It feels like it's an assist.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hopefully
smart by Josh, man. The old 3-man weave, dude. Follow the pass.
Dude, and I was watching we're going to get into the Eagles-Ravens game. I was like, dude, they should definitely design no joke, before this game happened, I was like, they should definitely have a play where Lamar, I think after you lateraled it, where he runs after like a hitch, like the slot area, and just like catches a hook and lateral. Like, I don't know. I feel like it'd be an awesome play.
If you can get a defense to play soft enough coverage where it's a guarantee hitch and the play doesn't just ride.
It would have to be the right situation of like 3rd and like 25 or like a 2-minute type situation.
But then you're I'm telling you, I've dreamt of all of these situations, I promise you. And I feel like I have a decent grasp on when a team's playing soft enough to be able to catch the ball and evaluate and be able to throw a pitch or a lateral out there.
Clearly you do.
Or you catch them in man-to-man and you beat your defender. And now all of a sudden, you know that there's one guy for every other like route around you.
Yes.
You know, and that's what happened in Buffalo, ironically, last year.
The good news from that win, the Chiefs are officially in the playoffs. I know that you guys are really worried about this, but you have officially clinched a playoff seed in the AFC. Travis will be playing extra football as well as the rest of his teammates and the Chiefs. So congratulations on making the 2024 NFL playoffs, Trav.
Thank you, man. And as shitty as I've played, it does feel good to be, in my 10th year in a row making the playoffs, man.
10th year in a row. Dude, that is fucking insane.
It is. Absolutely insane.
That is so
Time flies
crazy.
when you're having fun, baby. Let's make the most of it, man. Let's make the most of it. One goal has been reached. We got to win the division. That's another goal that we got to reach, and then secure home field advantage, which we have the keys to the car in that race as well. So we just got to finish strong, baby. Just finish strong, and then get violently accurate with our intentions.
I love that. All righty. Speaking of the division, the Chiefs will host the Los Angeles Chargers in Arrowhead this week against Jim Harbaugh and company. That's right. Do you like playing divisional opponents first at their place and then second at home, or do you care? I don't even know why I'm asking this question. Intern Brandon put it there.
No, I don't think it matters where we play them. I'll play them in a fucking CVS parking lot, man. I love the divisional games. It's a whole new sense of like competitiveness.
Yeah.
And it's a whole new like focus, the intricacies of the game, the fundamentals, what move did I use last time? What play did we use last time? What look did we give them last time? All those things start to play a little bit more, and it's even more of a chess match. You know, it's the closest thing to a playoff football game that I feel like you really get. And when there's a playoff potential team in your division that you're playing, like the Chargers or like the Broncos that we have at the end of the year, you know, it makes it even more of a I don't know, just like excitement. It's exciting to get ready for these games, man. And I mean, the Chargers they're a new team. They're a way more motivated and way more focused team than I thought they were in the past years. And sure enough, their quarterback's playing really fucking good right now. And that defense is got some absolute beasts that we got to be ready for.
That's right. Yeah, Harbaugh has them playing much better. I mean, it's largely the same team, but they got a lot of confidence right now, and it's evident. And the quarterback is playing with that level. He is making some big-time throws.
They're playing with some fucking heart, and I hadn't seen that in the Chargers in a long time.
All right, he has a new member of the ESPN family this season. I'm excited to shout them out as our next sponsor. What? As of today, ESPN is now on Disney Plus.
So if you have the bundle, which includes Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus, go open that Disney Plus app and you'll see a new ESPN tile where you'll now have access to live events and shows from ESPN. That's awesome, man.
It's pretty dope.
And I've been a huge ESPN guy since they started, even back in the ESPN Ocho days, ESPN 360 days, and the ESPN U days.
So you're telling me the kids can watch all their Disney favorites and I can watch football games all in the same place?
I think you're getting it, Jason.
All righty. They also have Hulu on Disney Plus, which means all you 92%ers can see Travis in Chiefs games and on Grotesquerie. That's right, without leaving the app.
Nice.
This is so smart that they finally combined all this. And as somebody who utilizes all three of these services, I can't tell you how much more efficient.
Nice. Jason, you just nailed it. And coming up on December 9th, they also are going to have the Simpsons Fun Day football game. They actually animated the live Monday Night Football Bengals and Cowboys game to look like the world of the Simpsons.
This week, they are animating it like the Simpsons. Make sure you check out the Simpsons Fun Day football game this Monday. That's right, on Disney Plus.
I'm looking forward to this one. Again, that's ESPN on Disney Plus.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
Like, to check your sunroof first before driving through the car wash, or checking if you have a full tank of gas before road tripping through the desert, maybe?
Fun tidbit. I once left my sunroof open and it rained overnight. So there's that. Or even checking the weather first before going golfing with Bill Murray. It was cold. I don't know if you could tell about the hat that I'm wearing, but I thought Georgia would be a lot warmer this time of year. It is not.
No, I don't think anywhere in America is very warm right now.
Pretty sure Florida is all right. I was just in California. It was fine. But yeah.
Nice. Well, I will agree with you on checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
This content is intended for audiences in the United States only. Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois. Let's get into this Eagles-Ravens game. What do you say, Trev?
Let's do it. Hey. Eagles 24, Ravens 19. Eagles come out on top in the Bird Bowl.
How about
one
that?
of the Bird Bowls in the league. Initial thoughts, Jason?
Huge win for the Birds. And by Birds, I mean the Eagles. That bird.
Nice.
Listen, the Eagles have been playing a lot better since the bye, but this was a win, in my opinion, that I think myself and a lot of people think the Ravens are among the best teams in the NFL. From a talent perspective, they have so many very good pieces. This was a huge test for the Eagles defense, and them as a team. And they largely answered the bell. I thought they put together a great game. The front is playing so good between Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, and the edges. A guy like Jalex Hunt stepped up big time in Brandon Graham's absence. Linebackers, the Kobe Dean and Zach Bond, are playing and flying around. They're playing very aggressive and smart football, and I love watching it right now. The DBs, they've just been able to shut teams down, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Cooper DeJean, rookie, has come in and played lights out. Reed Blankenship, we still got our man Darius Slay, who was out this past week, but Quinyon Mitchell, the other rookie that we drafted in the first round, is playing great football. Offensively, they found an identity, right? They have Saquon Barkley, which he's been unbelievable. We're going to get to that in a second. But, I think with the pieces they have, I don't know how you defend them. I really don't. If you play, I talked about this a little bit on Monday Night Football, but if you play man coverage, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are going to annihilate you if you're going to try and live in that world. Day. If you play shell, Saquon Barkley is going to be a heavy dose.
It's going to be
if you want to play these zones, this is really what worked very well against the Ravens. They ran the zone read plays, the RPOs, and the play actions were all so synchronistic.
Okay, synchronistic.
I don't know how you defend the Philadelphia Eagles as an offense. And the Ravens, they didn't allow that many points, but I think it was an impressive performance for the Eagles.
It's been an impressive performance for just about all season long, man, especially since they got Saquon Barkley back there.
No doubt.
Running the fucking rock, and even more so in the second half. He's been fucking amazing, and it's fun to watch him kind of take over games there in the second half. And you tweeted about it saying Jason tweeted on X, Saquon has been so good in the fourth quarter this year. How many enormous game-leading or sealing big runs has he had? It's insane how clutch he's been, with an exclamation point. You don't always see Jason use punctuation like that, only when he means it. And it's it's true, man. It's true. It feels like whenever they need a huge play there in the second half, who better than Saquon Barkley to give that fucking ball to, man? He's like 0 to 60 faster than any other fucking human that I've ever seen, man. And he's such a big dude, quads enormous. So you're trying to tackle this dude or slow him down or get an arm on him, or if you don't get a thick, solid hit on him, then he's liable to fucking break one. And you saw it like 2 plays in a row. It was an outside zone to the left where the safety just fucking got his cleats, and he was kicking himself. He was like, man, that was it. Let alone, little did he know he was going to get another chance later on that drive to really break one, man.
And that's where the MVP kind of chatter really fits in. Obviously the yards, he's the leading back in the NFL right now with a chance to break the all-time rushing record, which would be completely electric.
Yeah.
The thing that makes him so valuable and so unique is these second half big explosive runs that have either sealed games or put games out of reach. For instance, the run from last week on the tackle pull play, he had to run through a couple arm tackles, which might not seem like much, but crazy. Maybe if it's another back, you get down at the 5 and you don't end up getting in the end zone there. And the defenses have been very staunch in the red zone. Saquon being able to run and finish these plays off in the most critical parts of the game, it's been such a huge determining factor in the Eagles late in games and why they've been able to win games.
It's been arguably Washington, the most valuable factor to have.
I think he's up there. Again, it's obviously a quarterback-driven stat, but if Saquon Barkley breaks a record that's been in the end, when did Eric Dickerson set that record?
84.
The record's been since 1984. If he breaks that record and the Eagles somehow end up being the NFC champions, I don't know how you don't give it to Saquon Barkley. I really don't.
Even if he doesn't break the fucking record, if he's the best player on one of the best teams in the league and he's proven it year in, year out in the biggest moments, what are we even fucking talking about?
That's a good point. All right. I think that makes sense.
What are your final thoughts on this one, big dog?
My final thoughts are the Eagles prove that they are legit Super Bowl contenders unequivocally with this win. If they stay healthy, I don't know that there's a more talented team than them in the NFL.
I might be able to argue that.
Well, okay, can I say NFC at least? Will you at least agree? I mean, well, the Detroit Lions are pretty damn talented.
Yeah.
That's the one thing, man. I really, just as a football fan, as a fucking offensive line fan, there is nothing more than I would like to see than the Detroit Lions face off against the Philadelphia Eagles. Like, I want that game to happen so bad.
I think all of the NFL wants this to happen, Jason. Who doesn't want to fucking see that, man? This is how the NFL fucking got where it is today. It's 70s, 80s, handing that fucking thing off to guys like Eric Dickerson. You know, the guys like Jim Brown. Everybody wants to see that thing in someone's hand, and everybody try and stop that man.
I'm with you. I will say this. I'm talking a lot about the Eagles. Mark Andrews had a touchdown in that game.
Dude, Mark is a fucking dog. Dude, right now, him and Likely, that is a fucking scary dynamic to have in the tight end room to have to fucking get ready for.
Dude, that first touchdown that Andrews caught, where he just like caught it above his head and like held it there.
He's a fucking beast,
It might be the most man touchdown I've ever seen. It was like I'm bigger than all you other motherfuckers. It was like he went up for a rebound and just like it was.
Dude, I'm telling you,
I thought he was about to pop the ball.
Mark is a fucking like Little Giants,
like a Little Giants moment. I'm like, he is squeezing the fuck out of. How big are his hands? That ball looks so small. Yeah, dude, it was.
Dude, he's electric,
I thought that,
man.
I don't know why that stood out to me so much.
Mark right now is playing one of the best tight ends, if not the best tight end in the league right now. I know him, George, and Brock Bowers. Those dudes are absolutely playing fucking ball right now. Yeah, and it's fun to watch.
Next week, the Eagles are going to face Bryce Young and the Panthers. Not just Bryce Young, a new and improved Bryce Young, who is playing his ass off right now. They nearly got the win against the Bucs. It's 2 weeks in a row that Bryce Young has been playing really well. The Panthers might officially be good. I know the Eagles should for sure be worried about them because they are playing everybody tight recently.
I can tell you they've officially been good for at least the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If not before that, we were kind of seeing that we started to see that thing kind of build and mold together before their bye week, before we played them. And then sure enough, they play us just as good as anybody. Honestly,
they've been playing better ever since I made the joke that they were the worst team in the NFL.
That's what happens, Jason.
It's like the Kickers thing. Like, I just got to stop. I got to stop talking.
Yeah, or just keep shitting on people and watch people fucking turn.
Maybe that's what I should do. Shit on people, and then all of a sudden they play better, and I can take credit for that, even though I had no impact in it whatsoever. Sounds like a typical media person, right?
The universe is weird like that, man. Start shitting on the Chiefs.
Don't you tempt me. Once again, Bold Topics is brought to you by Amazon Prime. That's right. Become a Prime member today and get more out of whatever passions you're pursuing. Whatever you're into, it's on Prime.
No dumb questions. Before we get to Bill, it's time for some no dumb questions, because there's no such thing as dumb questions, 92%ers. Just you dumbasses asking them. I mean, us answering them. No dumb questions is brought to you by Google TV. No more endless browsing. Google TV makes it easy to find things you love to watch.
All righty.
From Valerie Jean Louis on Twitter. Here we go.
Nice.
My no dumb question is, if you could have been on any team from kids' movies or TV show, which would it be and why?
Interesting. Any kids' movie or TV show. So she's looking for a kids-centric team, essentially.
I think it's just like kids' movie.
But it's not like Remember the Titans. Or I guess they're teenagers in that. That's a high school movie, so that still counts, right?
Any team from a kids' movie or a TV show.
But is it a kids' TV show or is it just a regular?
Valerie, this is where I'm confused. Be specific if you want somebody like Jason to answer your question.
Yeah, but don't forget, we are dumbasses. Dumb. Travis just told you we are very stupid. Dumb. But who are you going with? We can't pick Sandlot because they just picked Sandlot. So, Valerie, thanks for taking the fucking answer that we probably both would have picked.
From kids.
All right, let's think kids' movies that are sports and teams. Space Jam? We talked about it with Bill. I mean, you get to be on the Monstars. Would you be on the Monstars or would you be on Jordan's Toon Squad? I might go Monstars. That'd be a fucking electric group to be a part of.
Yeah, except that you wouldn't be the one controlling your Monstar.
I might be a Monstar if I'm on the Monstars.
You're going to be one of those little fuckers, the little fat shits. That's who you want to be.
Not when I steal Whose talent would I steal? I wouldn't. Okay, so I can't steal one.
I'll play that game with you.
I would steal.
If you were an alien,
I would steal Shaquille O'Neal. I would steal Shaquille O'Neal's talent.
God damn, you would.
That's right. Who the fuck is stopping me with Shaquille O'Neal's talent?
I don't know. Greg Popovich. I don't know.
Tim Duncan.
Yeah. Shaq was unstoppable. It wasn't.
Yeah,
that wasn't the issue.
No,
stopping him was impossible.
All right, I think I'm going Space Jam. Who are you going?
I'm gonna go. Man, there was just as a kid, I just loved Major League. Man,
that's not a kid's movie.
It is in my book.
All right, fine. What is it?
Willie Mays Hayes, Rookie of the Year? There's so many good ones. Angels in the Outfield. I'd love to fucking feel what it's like to.
I kind of feel like you guys are the Angels in the outfield.
We're the Angels in the outfield.
There's some unknown, like.
Here you go with this fucking Tay Voodoo shit again. This dude's such a dickhead.
Who you going with?
Kicking and screaming. God damn, these are all fucking golden. I'm gonna say the fucking the Little Giants, man.
Yeah,
me and Icebox,
I figured that's where you're going to go.
Fucking unstoppable out there. Spike would have no fucking choice but to eat shit.
I'm taking you against Spike any day. All right, I like that. There you have it. Great question, Valerie Jean Louis. So yeah, if you're interested for something to watch with the kids, you can check out my Google TV list. Lilo and Stitch. We got a Brink. How electric is Brink?
It's classic.
I love all those.
Rollerblading, period. When's the last time you saw a fucking kid rollerblading, man?
Dude, I want to get back on.
When's the last time you saw a kid with a fucking raspberry on his knee because he fucked his shit up outside? Kids, get outside. Use the first aid kit your moms and dads have in the house.
If you never scrape your knee, how are you going to know what life is actually like?
Neosporin.
Neosporin, well done. Oh, gosh.
How are you going to know how to put a butterfly Band-Aid on, you know? These are fucking essential skills that you're going to eventually need in life, and you need to get outside and fuck some shit up to go figure that out.
That's right. If you show me a kid that hasn't scraped their knee, and I'll show you someone that has a gluten allergy. All right. There's a bunch of classics that you're going to want to check out. That was uncalled for and stupid.
That was uncalled for.
Shout out to Cousin Riss. All right. There's a bunch of classics that you're going to want to, you'll love watching with the family. That does it for No Dumb Questions. Brought to you by our friends at Google TV. Be sure to check out my show and movie confessions now. That's right. I don't know why I said that.
It's because it was so perfect.
All right.
We're so pumped to be partnering with our friends at Google TV. How about it? And I know Jason's been getting to play around with it. Jason, want to share more with the 92%ers?
Yeah, Trav, Google TV makes it so easy to find what you want to watch since it brings all of your favorite movie shows and live TV channels across your subscriptions all in one place.
Nice. One of my favorite features, and one that I know you 92%ers would love, is that you can also get recommendations based on what you already like, including live sports content tailored just for you, right on your For You tab. It lets you jump straight into the action and access live games from your favorite teams.
And if you're like me and you always forget to write down the name of a new show someone recommends, Google TV also has you covered with their awesome watch list feature. It's so easy to add new things. You can even do it right from your phone.
And if you're looking for some fresh things to add to your watch list, surprise me, Jason, what would I like to see on your list?
My list is dominated by Bluey. I mean, it's the number one on the list at all times. I would say, Little Giants is always on my list. Little Mighty Ducks action. Head to g.co/TV/New Heights right now to learn more. And while you're at it, make sure to check out my show and movie confessions on Google TV. I might be biased, but I definitely have the best watch list out there. All righty, our guest today. You might know him from his run on SNL. Legendary movies like Caddyshack, Ghostbusters, Stripes, Space Jams, Lost in Translation, my personal favorite, Kingpin, basically anything with Wes Anderson. He's an Emmy winner, Academy Award nominee, and of course a winner for the Mark Twain Prize. for American humor.
Yes, sir.
And he's also now my official golf competitor.
Yeah.
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 Please welcome Bill Murray.
Thank you.
Baby.
How many movies did we miss? What about Bob? Groundhog's Day?
Yeah.
I don't
Scrooge?
think, I mean, we'd be here all day listening.
Yeah. Well, are you guys on an hourly or is this a flat rate?
Honestly, we will take whatever you give us.
There's a
really
lot of
don't
them,
even know.
but some people have their favorites. You did yours. We're good. I'm fine.
Let's start off with your favorite, dude.
Well, I always say I like this.
One that you
I
wish
like
you would have done over, or
well, you probably like a game that you played really well and you lost, or something like that. Is that possible?
Yeah.
So, not that they lost, but I made a movie called Broken Flowers with Jim Jarmusch. I thought was a great movie.
Broken Flowers.
And I made another movie called The Man Who Knew Too Little with a director named John Emile. That had some really, really funny stuff and some really great actors.
That is another one of our favorites.
Yeah, that one had some really funny stuff.
When you're on the side of the building and they're shooting up at you, and oh my gosh, yeah, the freaking Russian dancing scene with the doll. Oh my gosh,
my knees have never been the same, and I really did it too. I really did. Those were real Russian dancers. Like, man, God, what the hell is that guy doing? He's actually doing it. Of course, I never walked again, but I mean, it was. I really went hard for that one.
Yeah, that's awesome. We're going to talk a little bit of golf. We're in Georgia at Cobb. What's the name of this? Cobb County? Cobb Town.
We're near Cobb Town.
We're in Cobb Town, Georgia. At Ohoopee.
2 B's in Cobb Town.
You guys are over at Ohoopee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Onion Town? Onion Country?
That is. I don't know if that's
Isn't the onion the official.
The onion is definitely the logo.
Do they grow onions here, Gil? Is that the deal? We're talking to Gil Hansen.
What kind of onions?
One of several people taking credit for designing the golf course.
Yeah.
Jim Wagner.
It is a beautiful golf course, man.
Have you been down here?
Hell yeah. Two off seasons ago. Saw the zebras off in the distance?
Yep, zebras. They have zebras. They have wildebeest. What else do they have out there, Bill?
And they have my caddy, Eric, who's off in the distance.
Yeah. Offering zero help. Yeah, we had a great time out there today. Yeah. Eric, we had Gray, the other caddy.
Gray's a jerk.
You didn't like Gray?
No, he's all right. He's from Alabama.
Heavy accent.
He's on the comeback trail.
Played safety at Auburn. He's pretty.
What?
He's an interesting guy.
Played safety at Auburn, and he's caddying for you.
Yeah.
I love it.
You have somebody that you really like playing golf with. Who are your favorite golf partners you played with through the years?
I kind of like playing with women. They're more fun. They're sort of less threatening to me.
Okay.
But they just seem to be having a better time, most of them.
Yeah.
I play golf with this good golfer lives up north and south named Bridget Rooney. I had a good time playing with Larry David is actually a funny guy to play golf with.
I can believe that.
It's not bad to play golf with a total curmudgeon. But he really enjoys the game a lot. So he's not like all –
That's cool.
He didn't get all mental when he hits a bad shot.
Were you always a golf guy? When did you get into the sport?
God, what a setup that is. Were you always a golf
guy? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did my share of exotic dancing, but then I started I began as a caddy. I mean, I was a child before that, but I started as a caddy, and that's kind of what happened. I was a shag boy, and then I was a caddy, and you kind of, once you caddy for years, you're in. It's like a baptism without approval. You're in. So that's
that just like the summer job, or?
Yeah. Well, in my family, you had to, like, if you wanted to go to high school, if you wanted to go to the Catholic school, you had to pay for it yourself. So, not that I necessarily wanted to pay for it, but my elder brothers had gone there, so that's what I was going to do, and they'd done the same thing. Ed and Brian had both paid their way through high school caddying and gambling, learning the intricacies of cards. Yeah. And so I had to do that too.
Nice.
What is it about golf that you like so much?
Well, if I'm trying to stick up for it, like I often am, like a lot of people go like, golf, oh, you're chasing your little white ball around in your funny little clothes. But it's really, maybe one of the only games that's a game of self-report where you have to say what your score is.
Yeah.
So the problem today was I had no idea what my score was. Neither did you. I'm looking at my caddy and he's going,
We relied on Eric.
All he
a
was
lot.
doing was, to a fault. I don't think we got we'll never know if we got an accurate
technically
result.
tied by Eric's account.
According to Eric, we tied, but that's because someone sitting in one of these chairs gave Eric $700 at the turn. $700 in small bills, and I'm not talking
Small
fives.
bills?
Yeah.
Throwing ones at them every shot?
But that's one thing about golf is it's a game of self-report where it's like your honesty is like a key thing, and I don't know if you play with people that cheat at golf, but like you can cheat on your income taxes. You can cheat on your spouse, your lover. But you cheat at golf, we're done. I got
No
nothing to
second
say to you.
chances.
I understand the impulse to cheat on taxes or like another guy, another woman, but you cheat at golf, I don't ever want to see your face in it.
It's the golden rule.
So there's that. So there's like a code. There's a code, which a lot of, every sport has a code, but that I think that has a fierce code. It's a body attention, self-awareness kind of game. You have to, I don't know what football is like beyond the freshman year of high school level, but, you really have to be, composed to play it correctly, to play at your best,
Yeah.
quiet inside and, the most efficient use of your body and everything. So it's like that. I like it.
I'll tell you what.
It doesn't look like that.
One of the most uncomposed people in the fucking world is Jason Kelsey in Tahoe. Oh my gosh.
We did
Seeing
that,
Jason
American Century Classic
absolutely
this past year.
spiral in his first round at Tahoe.
Was he like diving into the lake or what?
He might as well.
I might have.
He
that might
came
have been
out.
actually
He
a
came out the
better
gates
outcome.
hot. I think he was.
I would've
He was.
dove
I think
into
he
the
was
lake.
+4. I think he was like in the red for the first like 3 holes, 3 or 4 holes.
This
and then
is
from
very
there, it
nice
was
of you to
just
bring this up, Travis.
double,
This is
double,
great.
double, 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 double.
This is what you have
Composed.
brothers for. Yeah, no, it's good.
Keep your
good.
composure, man.
I'll tell you what, you got uncomposed. I took you out of your game. What is that? The second or third day? That's right. I was playing so bad.
It was
started
either you
playing
or the
like
Lucky
crap.
Beaver. I can't figure out which one it was.
The Lucky Beaver might have did it. Yeah. What? So how many courses are you involved with? Like members with?
Well, how many lucky beavers do you guys know?
Well, I know one.
I only know
one.
one.
Officially titled
They have
Lucky
beaver
Beaver
in Nevada?
in Reno. Yeah,
I listen.
highly recommend it.
I didn't see any in there, but I was in there grabbing some drinks.
Yeah,
Oh, is that the name of a bar?
it's a bar.
So were you guys playing as a team in Tahoe? Were you against each other? Rivals?
No, Tahoe's individual scores.
It's an individual. Yeah.
It's a point based though. The max is double bogey, and that's -3 points, I believe. And then from there, it kind of just
Were you playing together?
We were paired together, but we weren't
yeah.
we were against each other.
You play with a different group every day, different twosome or something?
It's typically a round of 3 guys, just so they can keep the pace up.
We played with Andrew Whitworth, a tackle that played in the league for a long time in Cincinnati and
I hate
the
that
Rams.
guy.
You don't like Andrew?
I don't.
Well, he's a very hateable
He's a
guy.
tackle.
You've played in a bunch
He's
of
a
pro-ams.
tackle.
You
If he's
haven't
not
got
holding, I don't know who the hell he is.
You haven't got an invite? He ain't lying, man.
So
he
true.
ain't lying. That's some good shit, man. The camera of shame. Shame that man. Show his face. Show us his face.
Yeah, I'd like to see someone. If you take off your helmet, you have to come off the field. Or
That's
is
a flag.
It's actually a penalty.
It's a flag.
Yes.
It's a flag.
If your helmet comes off,
You have
Like-
to leave the field for a play or
I
something.
believe you have to leave the field to have it put
College,
back
yeah.
on or something like that. But if you take it off, that's a penalty. So yeah,
Bill,
can't do that.
Bill, you've been invited to a bunch of pro-ams. Tahoe hasn't gave you a shout yet? Have you ever even been out to Tahoe?
Yeah, back when it was just a pond.
They still
Yeah.
got that. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, I read the Mark Twain. I read it. Yeah, I've had a nice time at Tahoe. I like to swim in it.
Yeah.
The golf those guys always seemed a little too serious for me.
I hear you.
That crowd seemed a
hear you.
little too serious.
It is pretty serious.
Yeah. I played with those guys once, and that was enough.
Well, let's touch.
And I did play with my kids. I played we got trapped there playing a couple of slot machines.
Hey-o.
Marino.
And I got stuck on one that was the Bonanza slot machine.
Okay.
And if you got 2 out of
I'm gonna
3,
write this shit down.
if you put in $3 and you got 2 back, it played bum, bada, bum, bada, the Bonanza song, and it's like, hey, you feel like you're winning. while you're losing $1 at a time for, I don't know, 7, 9 hours. I don't know.
I think that's the most fun I have in Tahoe is when everybody goes from being done with playing golf and we just jump over to the casino.
Yeah.
What's your dumb game? What's your dumb game?
Travis plays roulette.
Roulette. I fucking love it.
That's
goddamn.
It's so stupid.
It's so fun. Jason says it's stupid. The only time he's ever played with me won buku bucks.
That's because you were having fun.
Well, I know how that is. It's like if you're flush and you got a lot of money on you, you go like, "What's your number?" You know, and you got to tell everybody what's your number. And I remember having like a lot of per diem going there for some goofy thing. And what's your number? So I had like 7 people's number. We were winning like all the time. Meanwhile, I'm the only guy putting up the money. So I'm losing 6 times, and one of us is losing, and it's not me. It's never me. I'm like, so happy for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was pretty much broke in about 120 minutes, and but other people were walking out with like big bags of pockets.
I love it.
We are supported, obviously, by Amazon Prime. That's right. Many of you know Prime for its lightning fast free shipping.
That's just the beginning, Jason. Prime is a powerhouse of perks. That's right. The powerhouse of perks. Nice alliteration there.
Love that.
We're talking Prime Video, Amazon Music, Prime Gaming, and speedy grocery delivery.
And during the hectic holiday season, Prime becomes your secret weapon. That's right. Feel like cozying up and getting into a festive mood? Well, just fire up Amazon Music and hit play on the holiday playlist.
Or drive into a heartwarming movie on Prime Video.
Oh.
You've got your own personal winter wonderland right in your living room.
Me personally, I'm just going to buy a bunch of stuff and get it delivered ultra fast because Prime makes it happen quickly, and I'm usually a last second shopper. All right, what are you waiting for? Become a Prime member today and get more out of whatever passions you're pursuing. Whatever you're into, pretty sure it's on Prime.
92%ers, the NFL season is in full swing.
Is it?
And that's why we need to tell you about our special hookup from today's sponsor, SeatGeek, who is back for their 3rd season with good old New Heights.
Oh, yeah. And we have a special discount for the 92%ers. That's right. All of you guys can get 10% off any tickets on SeatGeek. Doesn't matter if you're a new customer or not with code New Heights.
That works for sports, concerts, comedy shows, like coming out to Arrowhead to see the Chiefs play. Come on now.
That's right. SeatGeek rates on a scale of 1 to 10. So look for the green dots. Green dots means good. Red dots, well, that does mean the opposite, not good.
Typically, that means it's bad. So save yourself some money. Open the SeatGeek app and add code New Heights to your account to get your 10% off on the next order.
It doesn't matter if you used SeatGeek before. That's code New Heights for 10% off. Terms apply. Good dog health starts with good, healthy food. And that's why the Farmer's Dog is all about good, healthy dog food.
The Farmer's Dog is real food made from real meats and veggies. Their recipes are developed by board-certified nutritionalists, approved by vets, and built on decades of research.
They make dog food that's complete balance and full of health benefits, like boosted immunity, a glowing coat. There's something about dogs with healthy hair that just make you like the dog more. Something that's great for them and you. It means smaller, firmer poops.
Plus, the Farmer's Dog is precisely portioned for your dog based off their nutritional needs, which makes weight management simple.
They calculate your dog's ideal daily calories based on factors like age, weight, and breed. And getting this right is important because dogs like mine need the correct amount of food to stay healthy as a large breed.
Get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/New Heights. Plus, you get free shipping.
Just go to thefarmersdog.com/New Heights to get 50% off. That's thefarmersdog.com/New Heights.
Let's take a trip down memory lane, baby.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, let's take some phone calls.
Next caller.
We do have a Heights hotline. We could.
Hey, we got somebody here from Houston.
That might be a bit.
You grew up in Chicago, Chi-Town, baby, with 8 siblings.
What number are you in the
I was 5 of 9.
5 of 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where there were 9 of us.
Nice.
And boy, girl, how many brothers, how many sisters?
I don't know. I knew their names. There were 6 boys and there were 3 girls.
Okay. That
Man,
sounds like a
9?
madhouse.
We had
You
9.
guys could feel the whole diamond.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you guys ever just go family versus family out on the diamond?
Yeah, we had some cousins the Collinses. They had 9 too.
Wow.
At least I think they had
cool.
9. They're not as tall as we were, so they could have had more or less. We couldn't tell.
We
like to play them in basketball.
There we go.
Yeah, that was our game. We played a lot of sports. We played everything. Basically, I would spend the long winters there, hitting rocks with a baseball bat over the fence of the backyard.
Oh yeah.
Until I would hear someone go, "Ah!" my neighbor getting into his car, taking one right in the forehead.
Oh shit!
Who'd you get your sense of humor from? Your mother, father, siblings?
Well, my siblings are humorous. I got some funny brothers and sisters. They're all funny.
Yeah.
We used to think our dad was a really, really tough laugh. So if you could make him laugh, that was like you looked at your brothers and sisters going like, "See that? That's making a man laugh. See that?" But oddly, when the bunch of us that went sort of continued being funny for a living, sort of. It turned out we were all doing our mother. That we actually, like when we went into like a silly, goofy mode, we were actually doing our mother.
Oh, wow.
So
Nice.
she was more of a character than my dad was. My dad was, he was hard to read because he was not an easy laugh.
Would you call yourself the troublemaker of the family or what?
No, I was the good one. I was the good one, yeah.
You were the good one. Nice.
Oh, yeah, heck yeah.
Oh,
No,
man,
I was the worst. I was the worst.
Fucking set me up. You bear trapped me.
You asked me a question.
Yeah. What did your old man? What did your
My
father
father
do?
sold lumber. Sold lumber. But he just when he started to make real money, he died. He died very young. 46 years old he was. So nowadays that's really young. Even then, I was really young. But to leave 9 kids, it was a tough moment.
Yeah,
for all of
absolutely.
us. Yeah, he was a great man. But then my mother sucked it up and went to work as a cement finisher. So,
Wow.
no, not really.
I'm like, there's no chance.
She worked in the mail room. No,
You're just
She worked in the mail room. I got you emotional, and now you're a puppet.
You fucking reeled me in. You're a professional.
Sorry.
At this,
She also had 9 caddies.
She had 9 kids.
Side.
Yeah, she had 9 kids
going in.
and then she went. But she took a job, and
Yeah.
she was quite a strong woman.
You started off in improv when you started getting into comedy? Is that accurate, or should I say?
Yeah, that's right.
Did any of your siblings also do?
Well, my brother Brian was the first one to go. He bad. Yeah, he was the first one to go. He started going to Second City.
I was about to say Second City, yeah.
Taking improv class and so forth, and then he kind of progressed, and before you knew it, he was in the show. So I would go down there and watch him and watch he and Harold Ramis and Joe Flaherty and Belushi and all these guys. They were all ahead of me, and I would just go there to hang out, really, because it was sort of a safe zone for me.
For sure.
Nice.
But it was an accident. The first time I tried an improv class, I was so bad, I walked out on the street and walked about 60 blocks south, which is probably the wrong direction for me to be going back then. All of a sudden I was like at 63rd and Stony, and I'm like, what am I doing here? I got to run. So I felt like I was scared of the dark. But that's how bad I was. And that's how disturbing it was to think you're good and not be good. But then years later, I got, someone, it was like kind of very poetic. Underneath the clock at Marshall Fields, I stepped out and the bells are ringing at 6 o'clock Christmas Eve. And there's the lady who teaches the improv. She says, "You're Brian's little brother." "Yeah." "Do you know how to paint?" "You mean like houses?" Yeah. "I'll give you a scholarship if you come and paint my kitchen." And so that's the story. But anyway.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
crazy.
Yeah. It doesn't have a happy ending. Turns out she's one of those ladies that has like cats and everything she wears is purple.
Yeah.
I don't know if these people exist anymore.
No, they do. They definitely do.
So anyway.
It's a lot of them listening to the show, actually.
Yeah. Anyway. No, some of them are, I've known more than a few, but this one had to have the kitchen painted purple. And
that's wild.
So you painted
lived in
the kitchen.
what they call a garden apartment, which is like below the ground level. So all the pipes of the whole building came through her kitchen ceiling. So I had to paint all those hot pipes. So I was purple for about a week, 8 days or so.
Oh, nice. It's kind of
and burned the two.
What is
nice.
so?
And from that point on, you knew you wanted to do improv. That's crazy.
You know, I don't know if you've ever been speckled with purple paint, but it puts a fire. It lights a fire in you. It lights a fire, and you got to keep going.
What? So I went to so in high school we went to Second City. I played in the jazz ensemble. This is kind of embarrassing to say. I played in the jazz ensemble. And we would tour different cities, and one of the cities we went to was Chicago.
Nerd.
Went to Second City. It was awesome. That was my first experience with improv. I've recently been back to an improv show for the first time since then, which was 2004. I went to Upright Citizens Brigade in L.A. And I did their Ass Cat show. Are you familiar with that? Where they invite like a guest who does like a monologue, and then from that monologue, the crew just
takes off.
And I mean, just some of the funniest.
Did you do a monologue?
I did a monologue. I did a
what
few
was your
of them.
theme?
We just took questions from like the audience, and then you'd go into a story from there. I told a story about how I got lost at the county fair, and Mom had to try and search for us. But
classic.
Just watching how they could play off of each other. I was mesmerized just watching the whole show take place. How do you? I don't know. I now that we're talking about improv, I want to ask you. How do you learn to do that? Like, are there techniques? Are there things that happen behind the show where you build like a chemistry with the person? Like, it seemed insane to me that they were able to make all.
Is this going to be yet another career change for you?
Another one.
First, your jazz music, and then this is football thing.
I think this is after governor.
Podcast.
This is after. This is after mayor.
The guys that are really good. I don't consider myself a great improviser. There were people that were always better than I was.
Yeah,
but. People that are good at it, and my brother Joel's very good at it, is listening to what the other person says and trying to figure out, they're giving you information. What do you do with that information?
Right.
You know, bad improvisers are people that have an idea what they're going to do and they just sort of try to barrel through it. Well, that's a one-man show. You know, it's not a team game. And it's, the dictum is yes and. You know, you say something to me, I agree with that and I come back with that. You never deny what someone says. You build on what they give you. You're starting with building blocks of information. That's how it goes. And, the better people can make something that's really, really magical, because if you really connect to the ideas that are being shared, especially in like a group improv, like a 9-person, 12-person one, like they call it a herald, where you could take an idea that this group over here brings up and weave them together into something that's an amazing experience.
I love it, man.
But what is interesting about improv, it feels like they oftentimes do make great actors. They do make great writers. Like all the people on the wall in that Second City when I was there back then, to see all these wonderful.
Well, they only put the good people on the wall. Let's start with
that's true. That's very.
There are hundreds to squad in the rafters.
There are dozens that are buried in a shallow grave just the other side of North Avenue.
But it feels like improv as opposed to like stand up. I would like. It feels like there's like a natural.
Well, I'm naturally prejudiced towards our team.
Yeah.
We always feel like at Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Those people were most of them were kind of improvisational players,
Right.
And the ones that could do that just seemed to be able to like work together better. And most especially because you'd write the show on a weekly basis. You only had a couple of days to write it.
Yeah.
Those actors that had that kind of training could sort of solve the puzzle of the sketch on the air almost, it'd be like, you could go like, hey, wait, what if, and you just sort of go there in the last hour or two just to make it right. You could rewrite just because you were aware, you had all that information, what the scene could be or what it was supposed to be,
right.
And you could figure out an ending. So that's, when you see those actors, they basically make it do better. The ones that were stand-up guys were, sort of made more like stand-up pieces, more solo pieces that were spectacular,
right.
Eddie Murphy in the hot tub or whatever. But, those guys made those kinds of performance pieces, but the ensemble pieces, and they're actually doing really great ones now. They do some really, people always give me a hard time about, like, oh God, the original show was so great and it's lousy now. I'm like, no, it's not. The show that's on now, they do stuff that's just as good as anybody ever did all the time.
Oh, I love it, man. SNL is still one of my favorites. What do I do before we get into your SNL career? What do you?
You don't have to talk about me all the time. You guys can talk about
Travis did SNL. Absolutely killed it.
You did it, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I hosted 2 years ago. Yeah, after the
first.
I saw some of it. I record it, so because I usually do something else, but I saw some of it. It was funny. Yeah.
I appreciate that, man. It was an absolute blast. So you just buckle up and you just enjoy that ride, man. And like you said, the scenes, the sketches can change last minute because somebody has the brilliance of mind to either take something out or put a punchliner in, man.
And the damn producer's gotten so good. He's gotten so damn good at it. He's just ruthless.
Who's that?
I forget his name.
Yeah, what's his name? What's the
no, his
the
name
lead
is Lauren
producer of that show?
Yeah. He's been drawing a paycheck for 50 years. He's on a
that was one thing.
The Apple TV movie Saturday night on their first first ever show, like the 90 minutes leading up to that first show with Belushi kind of going crazy and just all the madness that happens in there and the magic that happens as well of it finally coming together and them going live, man. And the rest is history. But for those SNL lovers out there, man, make sure you check that one out. I really do want to know, what do you think it is about Second City that prepares so many people? Because it's almost like a pipeline, or at least it was for SNL for quite a while.
Well, it sure was. I mean, now it's like University of Phoenix or something. There's like thousands of people there. They've got they have like a high rise of like classes of people taking the thing. But it used to be, sort of a gritty kind of, practice squad, third string, second string, first string kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And you had to, you knew who was better than you, loud and clear. It was very clear who could do it and who couldn't. And if you weren't as good as that person, you just had to just keep chewing.
Nice.
So, and that's how it was pretty much. I mean, recently, I don't know who's on first anymore about coming out of there, but I mean, they had a great run of people that came out of there, like when Chris Farley and those people came out of there. That was a good group. And the original, like Belushi and, myself, Gilda, Aykroyd, those people, so it comes like probably the same deal. It comes in waves, but now there's so many, I don't know what to make of it, but it's a great thing to learn how to do. It's a great way to, if you can live life like that too.
You talked about this, I think the improv thing, if you like you were bringing up, that's like a team game. You're working with other people in like a collaborative experience. When Travis was on SNL, that was the one thing that stood out about SNL is the amount of people that make that show possible. And, you brought up Lorne. I didn't know what to expect from Lorne going to it. I didn't know that he was still like doing the whole thing in like a very active manner. Like even up until like right before the thing goes live, right after that first rehearsal, he's cutting things and changing bits. Like all the people, all the makeup, the wardrobe, everybody's got like their own pit crew. It felt the most like a game day for football outside of that experience.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, you see that when people win a championship, they say they credit the whole organization, and it really is that way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I've said this, this is old news, but like when Lorne got that show together, he demanded from NBC that they give him the best sound man, the best sound mixer, the best technical director, the best lighting guy, the best prop man. Yeah. And all those guys that were on that show were the best in the business at doing it. So that when, Mickey Mouse here comes up and like blows it, and Willie, the prop man, says, "Billy, I was there waiting for you at the door. I had the pistol in my hand. You didn't get there on time." Like, brilliant. And he kills you. He looks at you like, "You're not there yet, son. You're just not there yet." And it's like, wow. But I also credit those people and they were there on the original shows, like Your Show of Shows and like Milton Berle, and they've been on the biggest shows of television in the early days. And so they'd seen people go from being unknown to being famous.
Yeah.
In a short amount of time. And they'd seen how big a jerk you can become in just a miraculously short amount of time.
Yeah.
And they just, it was the same look, like they just look at you going, and you knew that somehow you'd screwed up, like many people had screwed up before.
Yeah.
And it was sort of up to you to figure it out. So they were incredible teachers.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's still the same. Yeah.
They made it extremely comfortable for a jabroni like me to come through and have some fun. live out one of his childhood dreams, man. In terms of the hosts from when you were working for SNL, who was the most memorable, or the one maybe that blew you away with their ability to go from one world into the SNL hosting?
There's only one that stands above all others. The man that when they made the song "We Are the World," I don't know who it was, said, "Hey, the Statue of Liberty just walked in," and it was Ray Charles.
Oh wow!
Ooh,
Holy cow!
Nice.
Ray Charles completely buries every other entertainer I've ever met or worked with
So cool
or
to
read
hear.
about.
Why is that? In what way?
I'm gonna make it do what it do, baby.
Ray Charles that night came on. Not only did he memorize all his lines, I mean, I don't want to say Ray Charles was not using cue cards. Okay? I don't want to say that. Ray Charles was not using cue cards. Ray Charles knew all his lines cold. Ray Charles came on and played solo. He played with the Raelettes. He played with his septet. And he played with the Saturday Night Live Orchestra. And he may have played with his quintet as well. And he killed and murdered every single one of them. And
Golly,
at the end of that show, they play that song, and the saxophone's playing, and you're like, hey, man, I had a great week. You're up there on the stage, and you're waving to people. I did not want to stand on that stage. I had no business being on the stage with Ray Charles.
That's awesome.
Wow. That is so fucking cool, man. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting Ray, man. That's awesome.
He was the coolest, man.
Well, you got the 50th season celebration coming up. You gonna go back to the old stomping grounds?
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, actually, I told him I'd like to host one this year. So maybe if I get organized, but I think I did it 2 other times than when I was there. So I'd like to try it one more time. It might be the last time to try it.
When you go back, do you have like skits that you would have in mind?
When I go back, the guys down at the desk say, do you have a photo ID, sir? And I gotta go, would you mind dialing this number and seeing if someone will come down and get me? I mean, we used to breeze through that place. You know, that was our
Lauren, you're giving me a hard time again.
Man, I can't get through security. I cannot get through security. They're not kidding around.
I love it, man. Well, hopefully we'll be able to see you host one this year.
Yeah, let's transition a little bit to the movie career. What we talked about some of your iconic movies earlier. We just golfed, so we got to bring up Caddyshack. You talked about being a caddy earlier.
Was your character based off somebody? Like when you were on the course?
Yeah, my character originally had one small scene in the movie, and I did have one line in the movie. I can't remember what it was exactly, but there was another greenskeeper, a Scottish man. But they ended up liking my stuff, and they kept asking me to come back down and shoot more stuff. So that
your stuff wasn't,
my stuff wasn't in the script, no.
That is fucking gold, man. They're like, we got to get more of this guy.
Well, I was having fun, you know, and I had the spirit of it. You know, I was a caddy too, and I'd been a greenskeeper. I'd actually been a greenskeeper as well. So I had that thing nailed, screwed, and glued. You know, I could come in and empower those positions.
You keeping the lawn in the back looking nice and tight, just in case you need to take a few wedges back there.
No. Mine is a waste area.
Did you realize at the time that movie would be the icon that it ended up becoming, even before?
No, back then you were just doing it to have fun. You know? You didn't think about.
Gosh,
you didn't. You were just having the most fun, you know, and that was a bunch of really, really funny people in one place. That was a dangerous group of funny people. We lost some people on that movie. There's some people that tried to compete on that movie and just, whoop, there they go, downstream. There they went. But that was, you know, think about who those characters were, you know.
Absolutely.
Ted Knight and Rodney, Chevy.
So cool, man.
It was a great bunch of characters. It was really Brian. I'm forgetting most everybody, Michael. Yeah. But it was a nice bunch.
We talked about this out on the course and earlier. Kingpin Lane Johnson and I would just rave about that movie and quote Ernie McCracken. Is Ernie McCracken the best movie villain of all time, potentially?
Boy, he says some of the cruelest things.
Yeah, I mean, just like talk about just a bad guy.
Things. Oh, just a bad guy.
You.
Yeah. Not you. Not you.
Not you.
Yeah. I had to change hats here. This is the caveman. This is the official logo of the design team, the builders and grinders. Yeah, that was the cruelest thing I ever said professionally. We were doing a scene, we're in a coffee shop scene, and I'm just playing this total creep, and I think I'm stealing bags of sugar at the time or something. I don't know what I'm doing. But I look over at some women at the next table and I say, "Hey, how are you?" And one of the ladies, they were just like day players. They didn't have lines. She said, "I'm okay." I said, "No, not you.
Not you. You."
And it was just the meanest thing I could do. And there was this silence that was so horrible. It was so horrible. And the director, the Fairleys, they just let it go. They just let this horrible thing just sink in. And finally, after about 99 seconds, they said, "Cut." And I had to go get on my knees in front of this woman saying, "I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I'm just playing a horrible person. You're very, very beautiful. You're very beautiful. If I didn't have to work right now, we'd leave, We'd leave her." It was so horrible. I was just like, "Oh, God, please say cut so I can get this apology over with." It was so bad.
I got to know how this movie came about, man. Did you know exactly the character and how to portray him, or did you kind of just fall into it?
They certainly, the Fairleys wrote a really, pretty great sketch of it. But to their credit, they kept saying, and I can pimp them now because it worked, but they would say, "How about if you say this?" And it would be, I'd say, "Let me try something." And because they'd sort of throw one up there on the wall. They were throwing spaghetti on the wall all the time.
Yeah.
But it made you always think more. Okay, no, is the opposite of improv. But yes, and yeah, that idea, but something. So it made it just really fun. And it just kept getting better. And the more they said, they would suggest ridiculous things, you go, okay. How about if we go in there? I'll go. I got that area, but how about if I knock down a 5-iron instead? It was sort of like that. It was sort of like, yeah, I know where you're going here, but let me see what I can do.
It seems like you're a natural athlete. Were you always a bowler as well, or?
Yeah, I'm a natural athlete.
Just a natural.
We saw that today.
Yeah, actually, I'm very proud of that. All those strikes I rolled those live. I rolled all those strikes live.
Did you nail those last 3
every
consecutive?
Single one. I rolled
you
every one of those
that
live.
last frame?
I rolled them live.
Against Roy?
That's awesome, man.
And I nailed them all. They couldn't, because all they're thinking is, how many takes is this going to take?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Every single one I rolled. Every single one I rolled, I rolled a strike. That was that may have been an athletic peak for me, I got to think. That was pretty good. Of course, their editing of that movie. What's that song? Who was with us? Well, Showdown. It's like ELO. Is it Showdown? The music of that bowl-off thing and the hair thing.
Yeah.
The hair thing was a really good thing, too.
You nailed that. Oh, my. Yeah!
I send those memes and that little short video out to everyone when I'm just feeling unstoppable. The turn and the hair, dude, it is fucking gold.
So good.
When I get my special Oscar, when they wheel me out, that's the footage I want. That hair.
It's so good, man.
Yeah, that was. I like to say the first day at work in the makeup trailer, I said, I'm next to Woody Harrelson. I go like, Woody, what are you going to do with your hair? He said, I'm going with the comb over. And I said, me too. My comb over guy was the comb over guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's so cool, man.
We both had some pretty funny comb overs in that one.
There was some great hair scenes.
I didn't see the movie. And I only really saw what I shot. I didn't see all this other stuff that they'd done.
Oh yeah.
Like the landlord stuff with the lady landlord. It was so gruesome. Just so horrible. Sade. I'm going to send you a VCR.
Mr. Mudson, I don't.
Oh. And this stuff was so rough and so raw. And I took my son Luke to it, and he was 10. And I didn't see a lot of this stuff. And there was stuff.
My God.
There was stuff.
Oh my God.
There was stuff that was in the movie that when we were doing it, I said, no, you can't use that. He goes, no, just say it. We're not going to use it. I'm like, no, you're not going to say that. And They cheated and they cut things together that were inappropriate.
Yeah.
Inappropriate.
Selfishly, I thank them.
I was so stunned. We walked in silence. I'm walking with my 10-year-old son. We walked in silence about 2.5 blocks to a garage to get to the car. I hadn't said a word, and he said, "You were good, Dad."
Nice.
Did he ask any questions about the
delivery?
That wasn't obviously your fault. You were good, Dad.
Classic, man.
You know what the Bible says about forgiveness? It's against it.
Which time? It's against it? Okay. You mean the eye for an eye thing or the other thing?
Well, speaking of people that you've worked with, we talked about, your favorite on SNL.
That is
movie. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite, actor or person you've worked with in the film industry? You did Space Jam with Michael Jordan?
Well, he was probably the best shooting guard that I worked with.
Larry, the best small forward,
and actually, Larry was the best. He was in that movie too. He was the best small forward.
It's so good.
That was fun. That was a very fun movie. We played golf in between scenes. It was a lot of fun.
I don't want to get too much into Space Jam, but it is one of the childhood favorites of ours, and so many others. Man, how did Space Jam come into play for you? Were you just like, because you were so in the sports world as well, like your fandom and your ability to kind of dive into all these sports, did that play into getting the role? Or
so I knew Ivan Reitman, who I'd made a couple of movies with already, Ghostbusters and Stripes and Meatballs. He was a producer on it. It was a Warner Brothers movie, I think, and they had to build a basketball court for Michael on the lot. Yeah. And they built like a serious basketball court with a weight room.
Yeah, we've heard.
And it was like the game.
Oh,
like if you were an American basketball player, you had to suck your way into that game every night. And Michael would play after work when they were on location or on the set, in the studio. And it was like a real serious wood floor gym and the whole deal. And that was a real, like no matter what team you played for, you had to get into that game because that was who was who and who wasn't.
That's so cool.
But man. I don't know, I just like to say that about 9 people said, Michael really wants you to be in Space Jam, which is like, I get a kick out of saying this all the time. I like to pimp Michael all the time, whatever I can. But Michael really wants you to be in Space Jam. And all you have to do is nod. That's all you got to do is nod. Because it just means, I bet you Mike can find my phone number.
Yeah, right.
I bet you if he sets his mind to it, he could find my phone number. Yeah. Or he could find out where I live, or even, walk up on the street.
Nice. Not a hard man to
but
find.
Basically, I know there are people like that in the world, and you'll meet them that they feel like they never want to be indebted to anybody for anything. They don't want to owe anybody anything, so they'll have their people sort of ask something. Have you ever noticed this?
Yes, of course, yeah.
So they'll have someone else ask for you.
Yeah.
So I knew exactly, day one, I knew exactly what was coming here. I heard it from everybody. I probably heard it from like 13 different people. And the more people, the more I enjoyed it because I knew it was like, that son of a bitch is just twisting, knowing he's got to ask me himself. But it was good. He did, God bless him. And
Did it turned out on the golf course. Where did he find you?
I don't really remember. I don't really remember, but it was good. I was glad I was there, and I contributed to that movie.
You had to have gotten in at least one of the games.
Oh no, I had no. I mean, I don't think I may have just only shot a basket before the game. That game was like, I mean, they were emptying prisons to get into that game. There were people that would never be allowed to play in the NBA that were playing in that game. There were just some amazing athletes in that game, and like the best high school players that try to show up there, and Michael just kicked their ass.
I love it.
People would come in there thinking they had game, and Michael just murdered them. He was a killer.
You just don't have like stories or like a legend like that anymore. Like everything is just so social media forward that like stuff like that just gets posted, and the story of it, the legend of it, never like rides anymore. And I just love stuff like that, like stories of Dr. J playing on the playground, or stories of Michael Jordan having these like basketball gyms everywhere he goes so that he can stay on top of his game while he's working, man.
And it was never a thing like Michael Jordan called up someone and said, hey, I'm having a basketball game. It was the same deal. It's like Michael Jordan is having a game. And it was not like anyone at all was invited. And you could tell that no one was invited. You could tell that like Reggie Miller wasn't invited, sort of, but he had to be there. Yeah. Because he was Reggie Miller. It's like, wait a minute, I'm the best shooter. I got to be. All these guys, it wasn't like Michael was particularly friendly towards anybody. You know, it was like, I'm going to kill you. It was fun. It was
like
interesting.
A line out the door at Warner Brothers are just NBA stars, just with their gym bag, just waiting. To just
every level. I mean, like
you said, 9 p.m.
Like all of UCLA, Southern Cal, every historic guy was there thinking that they could still play. There was a grimness about it. You know, you see that like that Dream Team doc, you know, where all of a sudden it gets real serious.
Oh yeah.
Well, it was like that, where you go like, oh my God, it wasn't exactly blood and there wasn't exactly fighting, but it was, it was.
I would assume that Michael set the tone for that, because when you watch The Last Dance and you watch the Dream Team and you hear his competitive nature, you would assume that he definitely set that tone when everybody walked in that gym. That this is for lack of a better word, this is for killers, or like guys that love to compete so much that you're gonna get every ounce of it tonight. Like I feel like that was like that.
Don't ever play golf with him. Don't ever play golf with him. No, I'm telling you.
All right, we're gonna get to this last section.
What is
been
this
gracious.
Last section?
It's called We Gotta Ask. We ask you a bunch of questions. There's only a couple in here, but you don't have to.
I haven't asked you.
It's called We Gotta Ask, but you don't.
I didn't ask you.
Well, you can absolutely ask any questions you want.
I don't know if I'm that way. We'll find out after you ask me.
All right, you don't have to answer. You can tell us to fuck off. Please let me finish your question at least first. So we recently reviewed Roadhouse, the original Patrick Swayze film.
Yes.
There is a legend out there that you used to call the husband of Kelly Lynch, who plays Dr. Clay, anytime a particular scene came on with Patrick Swayze on the television. Is this rumor true?
One of the hardest things I ever had to do was to call a friend. Knowing and at a late hour. I mean, very, very late. And not without some back and forth. Should I? Shouldn't I? And as a friend,
you had to do it.
I did not identify myself, but I just said, "Hey, as a friend, I think you should probably turn on TBS right now."
Oh, God.
Because that son of a bitch, Pat Swayze, is slamming it to your wife.
Oh, my gosh.
Swayze, may he rest in peace, did a lot of wonderful things. A beloved guy, but that was wrong what he did.
Dude, this is why you're the legend.
God, that's so good.
No, it's wrong.
Thank you for this gold, man.
This is wrong. It's wrong. Are we done now?
Bill Murray, ladies and gentlemen.
Bill, thank you so much for coming on our show.
Pissed I missed this one, man. Fuck.
Like it. I'm sorry you weren't here for this, but
yeah, you also missed out on the best energy bar I've ever been given in my life from Bill.
You got some good energy.
The best, like pre-round, like in-round snack. I think I still got the wrapper
it's street.
in my pocket.
It's you got it.
What's this
street
thing
legal?
called? Dude, I'm telling you right now, Clax Snacks.
Yeah, it's some
Clax Snacks.
This is it's
like
the
a
mini
fruit
version.
Fruit bar, fruitcake.
It's Claxton fruitcake.
Dude, I'm telling you,
it's made in Claxton, Georgia, about 20 miles from there.
Some.
This is an
You need these on the
amazing.
sideline.
people have gone to war, like in Europe, over fruitcake. This is the greatest fruitcake ever made. And it's extraordinary. It's so damn good.
I'm gonna be honest.
And we stopped there. We stopped there last 2 years ago on the way.
I'm gonna send you a bunch. It's real.
They
good.
do deliver, and these guys are golfers too, which is even more wonderful.
Right. It's in the realm of like energy bar on the course.
Well, it's a fruitcake, but it's the best tasting one you've ever had. Am I not?
You are not
exaggerating by it at all.
It is very good.
And it's just a burst of energy.
These guys are going to be thrilled.
It's really good.
Marketing, but it is.
It's really good.
Are the people paying for the ad space are going to be very upset with how good this ad just was? But damn it, it's a damn good fruit bar, so they deserve it.
Fuck
it's really good. And if you have these in your golf bag is a great thing because it's like you get weak around 14, too much beer or whatever.
Yeah.
Son, I'll take the 5-iron and one of those Claxtons.
Well, hey,
God damn it! It's
thank you so much for joining us. This was awesome. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. Well, enjoy that Kansas City experience. So, who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Come on, now.
Trav thinks it's going to be Kansas City.
Who's going to be your competition? Let me put it this way: who's going to be your competition in the Super Bowl?
I think a little Eagles rematch. They're getting hot at the right time.
They are getting hot at the right time.
They're getting hot at the right time.
It'll be. I think it's in the AFC. You have the Chiefs and the Bills, and then in the NFC, Detroit and Philly seem to be the top.
Well, hell, I could have come up with that. You guys are supposed to be pros.
Welcome to
the Lions and the Eagles. Actually. Oh, nice word, fellas.
And that wraps up another episode of New Heights. That's right. Thank you to our incredible guest, Bill. Dude, I think this is the outside of talking to you on a weekly basis because we obviously enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
I can't believe that I fucking played golf today and did a podcast episode with Bill Murray.
You son of a bitch.
What the fuck are we? How do we get
do all
here?
The fun shit in season, don't you?
Well, you keep playing football. I'll keep having all the fun out here. By the way, never leave. Never grow up. Stay as long as you can.
It's a little dark.
Although it is pretty cool when you get to have days with Bill Murray, but I don't know that that's happening again. All right. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube to the New Heights channel and follow New Heights on the Wondery App or wherever you get your podcasts.
Nah.
Remember, you can listen to new episodes of New Heights early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery App or on Apple Podcasts.
Once again, New Heights is a Wondery show produced by Wave Sports and Entertainment and brought to you by Google TV. No more endless browsing. Google TV makes it easy to find what to watch.
That's right.
Follow the show on all social media at New Heights Show with 1S for fun clips throughout the week. We'll have plenty of them with this Bill Murray interview, baby. And thanks to our production and crew always. And thank you to the 92%ers for tuning in and listening to these two dickheads. All right, we'll see you guys.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. Jake, you want to come in and talk about that Jets game?
Fuck no.
Dude, Bill's response to the Roadhouse question.
I'm so glad that we did that movie and then had Bill. It was just teed up so well.
This was a good job, intern.
Ernie McCracken himself.
I wanted to just rip off quotes the entire episode, but I felt like
anytime you have like an actor, but that is just kind
he didn't want to talk about himself.
That's not his vibe. Although he appreciated when you brought up some of the quotes. Are you hanging on? Are you still upset about that? I said I was sorry and I meant it. It's one of my favorite lines of that movie. Are you still upset about?
I still can't believe his mom fucking laid cement. All right, here we go.